Let's go! Happy Monday! And welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe.
I was making sure that they weren't seeing what I was seeing.
Even leave a 5-star review wherever you get your
I don't know.
podcasts.
Are you seeing me?
Oh, yeah,
we saw your tummy.
Just a bunch of tummy.
Oh,
Yeah.
you couldn't see it from there. I was
Yeah.
just doing the heartbeat.
Oh, I'm seeing a lot of tummy right now.
Well, Mr. Tummy Man is Shawn DePaz.
Mr. Tumness.
I can
Mr.
show my
Tummy.
tummy
Yeah,
on
he is.
camera.
Yeah,
the
you
Deef
are.
and Beef,
Yeah, I
Shane
am.
Diefenbach to my left, and I'm Anthony Totri. And boys, how was everybody's Christmas?
Well, we're unwrapping some presents today.
Are we?
Yeah,
Mm.
I
And
don't
what
have anyone in my life that loves me, so this is the first
Wow.
present that I
Oh,
got.
yeah.
He has been.
Wait, what
no,
did I
we're
text
not.
you
We're
yesterday?
not.
I don't know what you texted
I
me.
texted you too that I
You
loved
said
you
love
guys.
you.
Oh, I love you too.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I
you
was
just said
being-
nobody loves you.
I was being hyperbolic.
Okay.
We walked down the stairs Christmas morning, and you know how like extra
Got
presents
stairs.
get put out. Extra presents get put out in the morning. You're like, oh shit.
Oh, Santa.
Oh, Santa! Boo, boo, boo. So we went downstairs and there's just a giant refrigerator looking present. I'm like, oh my god! Open it up. 6'7" Bram Walden comes out.
You wrapped him?
No, I'm saying that's what ASU. I was being ASU.
Oh, for some reason
You were picturing my actual.
That whole time, I thought you were telling a real story.
Mm.
yeah, but in my head I thought like I don't know why I confused Bram Walden with Tariq Woolen because we had a conversation about. I'm like,
literally, I
dude.
was like, you got a Seahawks defensive back? What?
That's exactly what I was thinking. No, yeah. The news of the day: Bram Walden, who was at the time the number 2 Arizona prospect coming out in the 2021 class, and was, I believe, the number 85 prospect in the nation at the time that he came out of high school, is transferring over from the University of Oregon to now Arizona State.
Yeah, I don't know why in my fake story he was like standing on a pedestal. He's 6'4", 300, not 6'7".
I was gonna say, damn, he does not look 6'7".
There are 6'7" guys that are at Arizona State now.
There
on the
are.
offensive line, but 6'4", 300, big man.
He joins an offensive line that has a bunch of talent now, which is, again, I think when LD entered the transfer portal, when Ben Scott entered the transfer portal a few weeks ago at this point, we were like, okay, that was the glaring need.
Yeah, this
for this
offensive
team.
line was made of Isaiah Glass.
Yeah.
Money.
Damn.
But also was quite literally, who else was?
Yeah.
Him and Joey
Yeah.
were like the two holdovers, I guess, from an offensive line that was not great last year.
And now you've got a ton of depth,
Yes.
right? Like you've got a bunch of guys that have played before.
But depth with talent at the top too. Like it's not like just depth for depth's sake. Like there is a guy like Bram is a legitimate offensive lineman, and now we have depth to back him up too.
well, and Bram's a guy that's like can be here a while.
Yeah.
Bram can be your cornerstone of this offensive line for 3 more years if he turns out to be that guy. You know what I mean? And then we've already talked about the quality starters that they've pulled from other schools, specifically looking at Ben Coleman, right? The Cal guy who plugs and plays likely at that left guard spot. So you've got a bunch of just giants along that offensive line that all figure to get some playing time. I'm really excited come spring ball. I know all eyes are going to be on the quarterback competition, the wide receiver room, and the running backs as well. And then even the DBs, right? They got a bunch of guys, but I think that position battle in the spring is going to be the most telling, and I think it's going to be, quite frankly, the most fun because at this time, you don't know really who is going to be along that offensive line.
Yeah. No, I'm excited because you mentioned all the additions, and then we didn't get a full season of Joey. Isaiah was, I think, disappointing for a lot of last year, so I'm excited to see if he could take a big step.
I think he will.
I definitely think he has the tools to. Plus, I mean, you look at what Oregon's offensive line was last year under Kenny. The potential for him to make a pretty sizable leap, I think, is there. So yeah, it is exciting. I think that is probably the one position group I'm going to be keeping the closest eye on to see how that all shakes out, because I think there's just so much that could be. There's so much to figure out there.
Yeah.
It'll be exciting.
4 years of eligibility.
Yeah.
4.
If
And
this offensive line is half of what Oregon's was, it's one of the better offensive lines in the country.
well, I think right now it's one of the better offensive lines in the Pac-12.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Right? We had Ralph on Friday, and he was talking about how that is probably the weakest part of the majority of some of these teams in the Pac-12 is they've got kind of makeshift offensive lines, right? Because all this NIL money is going to the skill guys, the quarterbacks, and then you're just kind of left with, oh, we've got to fill an offensive line spot now, right? We've got to have at least 5 guys up front. ASU's made that a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked to their offensive line coach, who I feel like doesn't get enough of the love, because you get a new coaching staff, you get a bunch of transfers, and you're like, oh, well, the offensive line wasn't great last year. Like, we've got some transfers now. Maybe they'll plug and play. We have no idea how much a new coach can help the development of some of the guys that, like an Isaiah Glass, that didn't play as well as he should have last year.
And not just a new coach, a Service Academy offensive line coach. Like, it's awesome. The cause for concern when it comes to transferring in the offensive line is, an offensive line is one unit. Playing together consistently really helps these teams gel. So I think this is a great starting point because it is pretty young still. And if you can keep continuity in the next couple of years, you'll see this offensive line get really, really good. But don't be surprised if you got a bunch of good individual talents and the whole line isn't working together, because it's not easy. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Kenny gets this right into shape. I mean, he expected this. This is exactly the task he wanted to take on. So it's exciting. It's really exciting.
We're going to talk a little bit more about Bram and the transfer class in a little bit. But before we do that, we've got something special for you guys. Another interview with an ASU coach, this time Jason Mohns. Shane, you were there with me. What stuck out to you the most getting to talk to Mohns?
Just that he was actually there. Because the last 7 years it's been Jason Mohns to ASU, Jason Mohns to ASU. He was actually there, and you could we addressed it in the interview. He talks about it, but just being at Arizona State, it still feels surreal to not only him but us. Everyone kind of expected this. It was just a matter of time, and he's excited to get to work, and he's just such a great football mind. There's so many good offensive-minded coaches and defensive-minded, but especially offensive-minded coaches on this team. It's insane. Yeah,
and I think it goes and says a lot about this coaching staff without Mohns, that, you mentioned the every year it seems like Jason Mohns is linked to Arizona State, that this is the year that he said, okay, it's finally time. But without further ado, let's hear from Jason Mohns.
While we're talking about it, you guys have a couple of giants in your tight end room, right? Jalin Conyers, Messiah Swinson. Just what is their potential, just given their track record and then just how big they are?
Yeah, I mean, we've got one of the best tight end groups in the Pac-12. Probably one of the better ones in the country, honestly. We didn't target any tight ends in this signing class because we feel strongly about the group we have. And so, yeah, it's, obviously really Jalin came on late last year. Coach Iguana, when he got involved and started calling plays, I think utilized the tight ends a lot more. And Jalin had breakout. And then obviously Messiah is a monster. What he brings to the table physically is a game changer. So really, really excited about that group. But there's some other really good players, with Jacob Newell and Bryce Pierre and Ryan Morgan. It's a strong room. So we're excited about that. I'm personally excited to coach those guys. Was able to get on the phone with each of them individually last week and just kind of start building that relationship, let them know that I was here and excited to be here. And I kind of figured that maybe one or two of them wouldn't be all that enthusiastic, but every one of them was excited about the direction of this program. Was really welcoming to me, and so I'm fired up. It's a good group. It's for me coming in, as a first year coach, I couldn't ask for a better position group, and I'm excited to coach the tight ends. It's always been the offense that I've run. I've always coordinated the offense at Saguaro. Has always been 11 personnel or 12 personnel kind of base offense where we really utilize the tight ends. I believe in the value of the tight end to kind of a spread pro style offense, which is what I tried to run at Saguaro. Very similar to what Coach Dillingham's always run, and Coach Baldwin as well. So I think it's going to be great. They're going to have a coach that believes in them and believes in their value to an offense, and is going to fight for them as far as utilizing them and getting them involved in not only in the offense, but in every way we can. Try to get 2-3 on the field. Have some packages where we're really using that group as the best we can.
Coach, you bring up Saguaro. Does it feel real yet that you're wearing that pitchfork now and you're here?
Yeah, it took a few days, walking up to the stadium where my office is and, my key card. I'm like, oh, this key card works, but yeah, it does feel real, honestly, which is why I knew it was the right thing. I've had opportunities every year, probably since about 2014, 2015, to leave Saguaro. I never had the right one. I always felt like it would take something special. And when this when this opportunity materialized with Coach Dillingham getting the job, the people that he was bringing in, it was, for me, it was a no-brainer. It felt right. And so I think when you make that kind of move, if it feels right, it doesn't feel like that big of a transition. You know, it was a couple days to just get my bearings. But since then, it's been awesome. I couldn't be any more excited and proud to be here. So thankful to the people that are here. You know, obviously Coach Dillingham, number one, but Coach Aguano, Shawn Aguano, Charlie Regal, guys that took the same transition as me from being a successful head high school coach to transitioning to the college level. So I've been leaning on those guys a lot, but the rest of the coaching staff too, they're just good men. They're good people. And they've all been patient and helpful and willing to kind of show me the ropes and say, hey, do this, or hey, don't do that. And doing it in a way where they're, I think, building me up. I haven't felt anybody try to, oh, you're the high school guy, you know, stay in your lane. It's all guys that I think that's the common theme with the staff that Coach Dillingham's built, is it's good people that care about Arizona State University and what it can be, but also they're just genuinely good men, and all the people in this building. It's a pretty special place, and so I'm excited for the direction this thing's going.
You bring up Charlie and Shawn, and then obviously the experience that you have at the level. What does that do for you guys in terms of high school recruiting here specifically?
Well, I think it shows the Valley and the state of Arizona that Coach Dillingham believes in it. Right? He didn't need to hire me to have an Arizona guy. He had Arizona guys, right? You know, and pretty much every staff, I've seen it from the other side. Every staff that's been here since I've been at Saguaro, I started in 2007, comes in, new staff comes in, they hire the token Arizona guy to pretend like there's a commitment to Arizona, and then they all ultimately lean on the relationships that they have from previous stops. Right? Whether it was a Texas guy or a California guy or whatever. This is the first time where you can tell this is an Arizona guy in charge, because he's building his staff with people that are connected to the state in some capacity, whether it's a guy like myself that was just coaching at the high school level. Coach Ward, our defensive coordinator, grew up out here. You know, he played high school ball at Apollo, and you know, he's coached at every level in college football, has been a big time defensive coordinator for a long time, but he's an Arizona guy to his core. You know, Coach Cooper, our linebackers coach, was born in Flagstaff, you know, played at Sunny Slope, and he's been all over the place coaching, won national championships at North Dakota State. And, you know, great coach, has recruited the Valley for a long time. Coach Ward's recruited the Valley for a long time. It's guys like that, you know, they might not have been head high school coaches here, but they're tied to this state, and they believe in the players and the programs that are here. And I think that's the big thing, is when you get into those recruiting discussions and you have a kid at Sunny Slope and then you have a kid from somewhere in Southern California, you can say, hey, this kid at Sunny Slope's really good, and I know that coach, and I know guys that played against him, and they all vouch for him. So let's take that kid. He's a kid in our backyard. He wants to be a Sun Devil. You got to have those conversations sometimes. And so to have people here that understand the landscape of Arizona and the quality of the players and the programs and the coaching that these kids are getting at the prep level here, I think will help us keep some more of those players at home.
100%. Last couple questions, Coach. 10 minutes is absolutely flying by. Is Donuts for Dubs going to continue?
It has to. You know, I told Coach Dillingham, I'm going to stay in my lane. I know how it is as a head coach. You know, everybody wants a piece here. I said, hey, I've been doing this thing for a long time, and so we kind of talked through it. And he goes, it's hard, you know, to have all the family and staff come together. But he's like, you know, we're going to make an emphasis on doing things like that. So at the very least, in the Mohns household, there will be donuts. I don't know if it's donuts for Dubs or donuts for Devils yet. I don't know if I can change it, but I can promise you that tradition will stay alive and strong. And but that's the one thing I really appreciate about Coach Dillingham, is he's a family man. He genuinely loves his family, and that means for us, we're going to get to have our families involved in this thing. And the hours are going to be crazy and unpredictable, but the appreciation and respect for each other as husbands and fathers, I've already felt, and I'm excited about that, to be a part of that. And that's why, again, this decision was easy to make, because I'm working for a man like that obviously is a competitor and wants to win and is going to grind and put the time in, but also respects and loves his family and respects our ability to be, like I said, husbands and fathers and be a part of our kids' lives as well.
Amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like he is like the rest of us. This tight end room is fucking awesome. And it's hard not to get excited about it. And just, I feel like ASU in general is just like, I mean, we've talked about it leading up to this year. It's the school where It seems like every year, oh, look out for this tight end.
Yeah.
And the tight end doesn't do anything. It's not normally the tight end's fault. It's more how they're coached and how they're schemed. But if you saw what Jalin Conyers was capable of at the end of last year, you give him a coach that knows how to mold him a little bit and just a coaching staff that's actually going to give the tight end a chance to make plays. Ooh-wee. Jalin Conyers might end up being the best tight end in football.
I don't think that is a drastic thing to say.
I don't think it is either. I mean, you look at how good he was. If he did that all year, he would have been
in like 6-7 games.
Yeah, he would have been in the conversation for one of the best tight ends in football if he had done that all year. And I think he's capable of doing it for a full year if given the opportunity to. And I think he'll be given the opportunity.
Shane, what do you think this does for a guy like Messiah Swinson, who at the start of the year, I think everybody figured he would be the number one tight end. And we saw Glenn Thomas's offense, or whatever that was that he threw out there, that just didn't really involve the tight ends. Jalin obviously thrived when Iguano took over. But Messiah, again, was kind of on that milk carton. Just like every couple weeks, it felt like he'd either get a target or catch. And we'd want more from a guy that is 6'6", 6'7". And now you've got clearly a coaching staff that is going to prioritize the offense. We've seen Kenny Dillingham's offense wherever he goes. The tight ends and the running backs thrive. And we know Jalin Conyers is that one. But how good can Messiah Swinson be as the two?
Well, you think about what he said and how Kenny runs his offenses with 11 and 12 personnel and how exciting this run game can be and what you can do on run action and play action and how these tight ends are going to leak out. You line up with two tight end sets 80% of the time, which is what I think most likely they'll do. Oh my God. Are you having to cover Conyers and Swinson?
Yeah.
It's stupid because you got to put your athlete on Conyers and you got to put a tall guy on Swinson, but Swinson isn't slow.
Yeah.
Like it's a scary combination, just those two alone. Yeah. And then you start to go outside of the numbers.
I don't even
look at Badger and you look at Jake Smith and you look at all of these other guys that are coming in. You look at the Idaho State guy. It's Guillory.
Yeah.
It's terrifying for opposing defenses.
I don't even look at Swinson is like a backup tight end. Like I just feel like they're two different kinds of
1A, 1B.
Yeah, and I mean, we thought Swinson was going to be the guy coming into the year, and I don't see why he still can't be a guy, or the guy, I guess, to a certain extent. I feel like you're going to see both of them having incredible years.
Here's a sleeper nickname going into the year. Those two, the amoeba, when they line up next to each other and run their routes.
Ew, I did not like that noise.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
That was horrendous.
You like that idea?
I like.
I do like the idea.
Calling Ashley Williams and Landon Thomas the Bayou Boys. They went to school together in Louisiana. And now they're playing
Bayou bodyguards.
Ooh, but they're not really like guarding anybody.
Yeah, I was just thinking violence.
And bodyguards is what you think for violence?
Well, violence and alliteration. Violence and alliteration. Great band name.
Okay. Well, we're getting real excited about the tight end room, and you guys should be excited about Four Peaks. Guys, you guys can join us at the inaugural PHNX Tea Party presented by Four Peaks at Dobson Ranch Golf Course. We're renting out the entire driving range. Come hang with Big Drive Energy. All of us here at PHNX and fellow diehards for a night of golf, food, drinks, contests, prizes, and more. PHNX Suns crew is going to be hosting a watch party for the Suns and the T-Wolves out there as well, and Four Peaks is going to be out there providing beer samples and swag. Guys, check the link in the description to reserve your spot right now. And for our diehards, check Discord for your special link where you guys are going to save 20% off on this amazing event. Again, Friday, January 13th. Gonna be a blast.
Before I get into the next thing, so Ajayi Hall, wide receiver he was at Alabama, then he transferred to Texas, is in the portal. DJ Taylor quote tweeted his thing announcing he's in the portal with a smirk face, so I did some digging just to see what's going on. I don't know how much he played, but he was suspended indefinitely at Texas after being arrested for
arson,
criminal mischief.
Ooh,
what is that?
Criminal mischief.
What could that?
I thought you were going to say arson for
that
sure.
That would go crazy.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Well, not funny. Reckless burning would have been funny.
He would have been a threat to burn any secondary.
Yeah. I'm on some criminal mischief when I'm on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Actually, I'm doing it legally and responsibly because, but
there's actually nothing illegal.
I'm on some mischief when I'm on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'm going to be on some mischief tonight as well. Looks like Max just lost some money on the DraftKings Sportsbook app watching the Arsenal game.
Arsenal.
Max
West
stays
Ham.
losing money
Arsenal,
on
West Ham.
Anything
soccer.
from the
I've never been on
NFL
soccer,
to the EPL to the IIHF.
Yeah, IIHF World Junior Championship, baby.
Yeah, get to the best lines on the
International
DraftKings
Ice Hockey
Sportsbook app right now. New
Federation.
customers can download it when they use that promo code PHNX. They can make any money line bet on any NBA team to win their game. Get $150 in free bets if that team does win. It's code PHNX only at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions do apply. See those show notes for more details.
Real quick, a person is guilty of criminal mischief if he or she 1. Damages tangible property of another purposely, recklessly, or by negligence in the employment of fire, explosives, or other dangerous means.
Let's go!
Go. We got not
really.
potentially-
Not
well,
really.
Not really.
Not
Let's
really.
go. We shouldn't.
Pretty dangerous.
Well, I'm not saying that's awesome that he did that. Just bringing
the
it up.
description.
You guys thought it was reckless
Yeah.
burning, and it ended up being pretty.
It is
damn
also
close.
purposely or recklessly tampers with tangible property of another so as to endanger person or property,
Okay, that's not
or
fun.
purposely or recklessly causes another to suffer pecuniary
Okay, I think
loss
we're good.
by deception or threat.
Thank
Hey,
you,
it sounds
Judge
like-
DePaz.
I would just, shout out cornell.edu.
Love it. Will in the chat, tight end nickname the Stretchers. Tall guys who can stretch a defense and run some guys over.
I read that as the Stetchers. And I was like, shout out
Stetchers?
Troy.
That's when you know you produced
Yeah.
the Coyote
Spent too
Show.
much time as I was like, what does Troy Stetcher have to do with this?
Well, look, the tight end room doesn't necessarily have any transfers this season, but
They don't need them.
they don't need them. There are a bunch of position groups,
As Mon said, they didn't go after a single guy in the portal
No.
or the recruiting class.
Why bother?
which is super interesting considering you've got one in your backyard who is the number 36 recruit in the nation. Probably not going to be a Sun Devil. So everybody that was holding their breath or that asked for that for Christmas, Deuce ain't coming. Deuce ain't coming. I'll be shocked.
Maybe they didn't need to go after him though.
They don't need to go
No, I
after
mean
him. Like he wants to be here.
maybe he already wanted to be here.
I mean, I haven't seen. He's gonna be a Georgia Bulldog here very soon. So,
Go Dogs.
let's talk about the transfer rankings though in general because ASU.
Alerted emergency services on my phone.
Uh-oh.
That would have been bad.
For what? Mischief?
Yeah. Well, it would have been real tough if I
Restless
could.
burning.
911. What is your emergency? Yeah, criminal mischief.
No, so ASU. We talked over the last couple of weeks how they were sitting at the number 3 ranking of, like, I guess the transfer class. That's changed over the last 48 to 72 hours. Arizona State is now number 1 in the nation with this transfer class. You look at, they've got 17 transfers coming in, 15 out. And you guys can obviously Michigan State, number 2, Michigan 3, Washington 4. That is pretty good company to have really in any conversation as it relates to college football. But to get a guy like a Bram Walden today, to get the Ben Colemans or the DeCarlos Brooks, the handful of receivers, Jake Smith, like, I don't think anybody here would have told you that when Kenny Dillingham got hired, that ASU would have the number 1 transfer class. And we're at what, December 26th?
Yeah, definitely depends on where you look. There's a lot of different.
There are different
But
outlets.
I was so. Can we pull that back up really fast? I was looking at this, and you see 17, and then you see 13. Is it pure numbers? But I'm also thinking, transfer out might help.
Yeah,
the transfers leaving might help because you're replacing them with better players.
Yeah.
So nothing against a lot of the guys that left, but it could be a lot of what to do with this ranking. I mean, if they're not number 1, they're in the top 10 in every other thing.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you look at the other schools that are around. Like, yeah, like you said, it depends on where you look, but you look at the other schools that are around them. Like 24/7 has ASU ranked 6, but look at the other schools. Florida State 7 commits, Michigan 7, Colorado is 12, UCLA 6, USC 6, ASU 18.
Yeah, they have the most in any of any Division I program in the nation.
So I mean, it's obviously you look for a big splash, and it's nice to have the ranking that they do, but it also goes to what we were talking about earlier with the depth that they're going to have. They're going crazy in the transfer portal, and it doesn't even mention any of the high school recruits that are coming. So this team is going to be deep.
I didn't even see this. Speaking of transfer, I didn't see this on Christmas Eve. Keaton Silvis, you are a BYU Cougar.
Oh wow, I didn't see that either.
You didn't see that?
No.
Damn, I thought you had his notifications on.
No.
ready to
Well,
go.
once we got Pine, I was off him.
I do want to shout out.
Uyunglele.
who is now in Oregon State Beaver.
Dude, the Oregon State Beavers are winning the national championship
Stop
next year.
it.
At the least, they're winning the conference.
Stop it.
I'm taking the future.
Stop
What do you mean, stop it? They're the
Stop
best
it.
defense in the conference.
Nobody, it doesn't
The
matter.
only thing that
Doesn't
held them
matter.
back was they didn't
Doesn't
have a
matter.
quarterback.
Everybody was ready to crown, myself included, USC a college football playoff team. We were
The
ready to
national
crown
championship, I was being
USC
agreed. I
a
was being-
Pac-12 champion.
I was being aggressive about.
Utah's still here. Until somebody is able to beat Kyle Whittingham when it matters.
Is this
DJ Uyunglele. We'll do it.
the
He lost to Drew Pine.
Is this
Twice.
the best quarterback conference?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not close.
I mean,
That shit is crazy.
you name your top 5 in the conference and someone's getting disrespected. Like, there's a very good quarterback.
Well, yeah, before we do that, because I do kind of want to do that. It's kind of fun. Shout out Brian Carrington, ASU DB coach, who quote retweeted us last night with the Woody
That
gif.
was so fun fact. That picture was my header when I first got hired here, and Mac made me change it.
No way.
Yeah,
Mac made you change
yeah.
it?
But now I might go back and do it because
Why?
Mac don't control me.
Why'd you have to
What?
change
She
it?
didn't make me change it, but she was like, what is this? And I was like, do you want me to change it? And
Oh.
she was like, kind of like, yeah. And I was just like, okay, I'll change it. But
Okay.
I was first job out of college.
And,
love it.
impressionable.
Shout out Kenny, too. Kenny Dillingham retweeting that as well. So, yeah,
Sure.
ASU, man, it's a good time. Good time to be a Sun Devil.
Would agree.
Let's get to the top 5 quarterback rankings that you each have. I'm very curious as to where this goes. Shawn, you could start.
Number 1 is Caleb Williams. Number 2 is Bo Nix. Number 3, Cam Rising. I'm doing this fast. I'm trying like without thinking about it too much. 4 would be. Am I forgetting someone obvious? Well,
Yeah.
who am I forgetting?
Obvious?
Not obvious, but I think.
Well, are we doing this based off last year? Like, is like DRT still
No,
in the
this is-
conversation?
no.
or-
No.
Okay.
You mean DTR?
DTR.
DTR. Jesus. Who am I forgetting? I'm trying to go through the.
Penix.
Yeah. No, I remember Penix. I was trying to remember if. Yeah, Penix, and then I guess DJ Uyunglele.
He's
I'm-
gotten so good at saying
Yeah,
that. and
I think
love it.
I'm the same as your 4, and then I'm going Dante Moore. I think he's gonna be good.
I think he's gonna be good too, which is kind of a bummer. Oh, this is tough. I'm gonna keep it the same. I will go out and say that I think Caleb Williams is better than the other 4 in
Wait,
this
who's
list
your 2?
combined.
My 2,
Number 2.
Bo Nix.
Bonix.
Okay, I go Cam Rising then Bo Nix.
Mm.
It's just so tough after last year. It's going to be interesting to see how he is.
Yeah.
without-
They play on Wednesday, so I'm
Penny.
interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah. I do think if we're basing it off last year, Bonix is the better quarterback, but I will be interested to see what that looks like this year.
I'll go DJ at 5. I'll keep the same rankings. I'll go DJ at 5. I think the upside with a guy like that is massive. I think he could definitely finish as the second best quarterback in this conference. But then again, he could also finish as the 10th best quarterback in this conference because that's the type of player that he has shown that he is.
And I mean, the crazy thing is I know Shane's not a big fan of him. Shadur Sanders went undefeated last year or this year. Like, he's also going to be a quarterback in this conference. Like, it is.
Against
I'm
who?
not saying he's top 5. I'm not saying he's even close to top 5. But I'm just saying to go back to how deep this conference is as far as quarterbacks are. Like, he was number-wise was pretty good at Jackson State. Obviously, very different animal, but
Oh yeah, we're
Drew Pine.
updated now. Jacob brought it up. Score is 82. Colorado now second at 59.
That's crazy. The discrepancy there.
welcome to the pack, baby. Conference of quarterbacks.
And transfers, apparently.
Yeah.
Look, this is what this does. Obviously, all eyes are on this season, right? You get all of those guys, 18 transfers. The recruiting class is solid. You switch guys or flip guys from universities that you weren't expecting to. Let's say DeCarlos Brooks, Jake Smith, Bram Walden, some of these guys just have phenomenal seasons. ASU finishes top 5, top 6 in the conference. Goes to a bowl game. Imagine what this does next season
Oh, yeah.
for the transfers.
I mean, this is scratching the surface. Give them an opportunity to start recruiting kids. It's
gonna be fun.
Yeah, like it. But like you said, you do have to at least show promise. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that was the thing with Arizona is they weren't really any better once Jed showed up, but they showed that the program was at least moving in a different direction, in the right direction. And now look at where Arizona is compared to where they were. So you have to at least show that you're moving in the right direction. You can't lose to an EMU, which this year would be Fresno or Southern Utah. That can't happen.
So wild, dude.
What, losing to EMU?
No, having 18 transfers already.
Yeah.
Already.
Nobody's even close. The closest is Colorado, 12.
12. And 2 of those kids got just brought over with the head coach.
Yeah.
Like,
that's fair.
Like 2 of them they didn't have to go work for. So, which I mean, I guess you could kind of say for Bram, but not really. Otherwise, none of these kids were like tied to the head coach. Obviously, Idaho State, whatever. But yeah, it is.
I love that Bram saved his announcement for his mom's birthday.
Yes, I did too.
That was awesome. And I think that like the coaching staff has talked about how family and you want lifers here, right? Family oriented guys. I know it was just like 3 words at the end of his thing saying, happy birthday, Mom. But like, this is one of his biggest life decisions.
Yeah.
And to do it purposefully on her day so that like he's coming home like as a gift for her. I think that's absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And I feel like this is something we haven't talked about too much is like kind of the long lasting effects it's going to have on the program. Like you look at some of the guys that are associated with the program that are still vocal afterwards, right? I feel like now you're going to have this has become a breeding ground for kids who are from here, are going to play here. A lot of kids that probably won't go to the NFL and will just stay here after college and are still going to be around this program in the future.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you go and you see that the team has a good alumni base with guys that are still involved in the program even after they stop playing, that is going to be good for recruiting too. It is not just like a right now, next couple of years win thing. Do this right. This could have positive effects on the program for the next few decades.
Yeah. Kenny and company are building something, guys.
Yes, sir.
And so is More Furniture. If you guys spend $1,999 as a minimum purchase, they're going to hit you up with some free white glove delivery, which means they're literally going to deliver it. They're going to put it together, and they're going to dispose of all of like the boxes and materials and all that stuff from the new furniture, which is, I mean, a lifesaver. Are you kidding me? This isn't like an IKEA.
Oh,
okay.
I mean,
you're getting real quality stuff, and they're gonna put it together for you.
Well, and I mean, you had to help me carry furniture up to my apartment.
This is true.
Imagine having someone else do it.
It was raining too.
It was raining. Yeah, there were puddles. It was dark, so we had to let Emma guide us past puddles.
That was tough. Shout out More Furniture,
used
guys.
White glove service back then.
Oh my gosh.
Now you can get it from More Furniture.
Morefurniture.com. Go check them out, guys. Again, free white glove delivery with a minimum purchase of just under $2,000.
You think I can get white glove delivery of Burrito Express? Like have someone come.
Ooh. Isn't it already white glove delivery?
Well, no, but I want someone to come feed it to me.
Oh, you want to like feed it to you?
Clean up the trash, take out my trash after.
Grab a napkin and go.
Yes. White glove delivery of Burrito Express. But honestly, maybe that's a little too bougie because I feel like Burrito Express is like the people's burrito.
Mm-hmm. The people's burrito.
He's not wrong.
Blue collar. You could taste the bacon. You could taste the potatoes. Best burritos.
Burrito Express.
On the planet.
Get it in you.
Yeah. I just got it in me a couple of hours ago.
I got 2 in me.
Shane got it in him twice today.
I've yet to get it in.
Leah got it in her.
Everybody,
Totri's going to get it in him right after this.
Yeah.
Burrito Express.
Totri's not bothered.
Locations all over the valley. Check them out.
Burrito Express does that
at
to me, dude.
Burrito EXP on the Twitters.
On the tweeters.
Yep.
We've talked a bunch about the positive ASU football stuff. We do have a little bit of negative ASU basketball stuff to talk about for a quick moment, second. What happened? We fell out of the top 25. That's what happened after a 37-point dog walk on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is it a guarantee that you win on Saturday and you're in?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's got
Yes. There's not a question. Yes.
The top 5.
Really?
Yes. You beat a top 5 team,
I agree it should be. I'm worried that the voters might be a little gun shy to put a team that just got embarrassed the way that they did back in the top 25. But I do agree that if you beat a top 5 team, you probably should be, especially with the rest of the body of work that ASU has, you probably should be in the back in the top 25.
San Francisco did get a vote for the AP top 25.
Hell yeah.
So, hey, maybe they sneak in at some point.
That'd be great.
They still play Gonzaga twice.
Yeah.
They win one of those games.
Great for us.
Q1?
Yeah.
So what needs to happen on Saturday for the
Defense.
They got to score more points than Arizona State.
But I
Arizona.
feel like you need more in defense.
Defense
Yeah.
that turns into offense.
You need a good shooting night from 3.
Yeah.
I
You
feel
need
like
a Des Cambridge game
you
again.
you can't just play good offense and play good.
You know what
defense.
needs to happen? We need to take a double tequila shot after the game.
Yeah,
That's the only way that
That's
happens.
the only way I think they win is if Dev and Des have 15 plus, or somebody accompanies Des to 15 to 20 plus.
Well, I mean, we will have also we ran our bet birdie, so
Yeah.
maybe
That might help.
maybe it doesn't matter what happens.
I mean,
ASU can score 5 points. U of A will score 4 because the bad birdie's powerful.
yeah, you need Dez to come out as like a man on a mission.
Yeah.
DJ needs to have some sort of consistency shooting. Like, even if he scores 10 to 14, it needs to be on just a couple of shots. It can't be scoring 12 points on 20 shots. It can't be that. Frankie needs to be the facilitator. I feel like Warren's got to get involved, dude. Good things happen when you feed a guy like that, and they just really haven't.
Well, yeah, that for me, that is Warren needs to figure out a way to slow down Umar Bala because Umar's so much thicker than he is that I could see a path of Warren just getting bullied in the post. And you can figure out a way to slow him down and kind of match his offensive output. I think ASU is in a good spot. But that is a big ask for a tall man.
Uppies. We need Uppies to go for 20 and 10.
Well, I joke about this. He can't just play like tall man. He needs to play like big man. Like, he's gonna have to get physical with Umar, or else he will get eaten up. And unless he wants to pull out more of those sky hooks.
Who's going to guard Tubelis?
I don't know. They're just gonna have to.
Oh, actually, I could see Devin having a good night on him.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
Yeah, shut down Kirk Risa. If he has a triple double again, then you're gonna lose that game.
You need to get Ballo in.
God, he's really good this year.
He is. Yeah, if you can get Umar in trouble,
You have to get him in foul trouble
I
early.
think that is a good recipe. You're gonna have to take something away. You can't you're not gonna win a shootout with this team. You have to silence somebody.
Yep.
Whether it's Tubelis, Ballo,
Kerr.
or Kerr, you have to silence somebody. If you let them run all over you, and even if ASU is having a good shooting night and you're just trying to outscore them, I think that is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. And you can't afford to have a slow starting.
No,
game.
you need. That's the other thing I was gonna say. We referenced it after the other loss, the San Francisco loss, but you need to come out with energy, and hopefully Dev is a part of that. Hopefully that was what it was. It would be problematic if losing one player was that led to that big of a loss.
Yeah,
but on the other hand, if that was just the one problem, was that you came out with no energy, and Dev can provide that, that is going to be very good. If you come out fast and you could stay fast, ASU is going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to rely on the fast start. Like you guys said, you got to silence somebody, and you can't get behind. You don't want to play a tug of war kind of game with this team because at the end of the day, they're going to win. They don't lose close games. They haven't lost close games in recent seasons, and ASU has been on the other side of that. They've been on some tough losing ends of 1-score, 2-score, 3-score games, and I think if ASU wins, I think they run away with it. I think they win by 10 plus. But if they lose, then I think they get blown out.
Bobby Hurley.
I don't see him winning a close game.
Bobby Hurley only wins close games. What are you talking about?
This season, maybe.
No,
I
what
don't
are you
see him winning close games.
Are you serious?
Seriously.
Doug Tamaro just threw up and spit on you. Are you
threw
kidding
up
me?
and spit on
Are
me?
you serious?
That's crazy.
That's what Bobby Hurley has been known for. Is close games. One possession game
It
wins.
feels like
Let me
they
go
lose
find
them.
the
Please
stat.
find it. Please
Let me
find
find the stat for you.
I do not see a scenario in which ASU runs away with this game. I do think if they win, it's probably.
I mean, would you have
close
said that against Michigan?
No, but Michigan was missing their. No. I was thinking of Creighton. But I also don't know Michigan. I didn't know Michigan as well. U of A is just a little too good. I don't see a situation in which they get blown out, where they lose by double digits.
Where U of A does.
Yeah, where U of A. I don't see a situation where they lose by double digits. I think if ASU wins, it's a close game, a low-scoring game because ASU's defense is playing well. But I do definitely think there's a scenario in which ASU gets blown out because U of A is really good. If U of A plays their best basketball and they play cohesive, there's nothing anybody's going to do to stop that team.
Yeah.
ASU doesn't stand a chance. Nobody in the country stands a chance, I don't think. But I do think you can kind of say the same thing of ASU. Like if they're playing their best basketball, they're a very hard team to beat.
Yeah, they are. They're one of the best in the Pac-12.
But it's just a matter of, in order for that, ASU needs to play their best basketball from whistle to whistle. And they have not done that at all this year, really. So hopefully they can.
As of November 7th, they were 25-13 in two possession games in the past 4 years. They win close games. That's what they do.
Well, then I stand corrected. It feels like Bobby Hurley teams, as of late, lose those games. I know, but it feels like it. Does it not?
When was the
last one that they lost?
One was a buzzer beater tip, but then they won like 3 or 4 in a row after that.
I mean, when you look at last year,
games,
some of them were. The Creighton game was.
The Creighton game was, yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at like last year, was the San Francisco loss, right?
San Francisco loss was free throws on a 3.
Oh, what was the buzzer beater loss?
The buzzer beater loss.
UC.
It was
Riverside,
a UC.
wasn't
Oh,
it?
UCSB.
Riverside.
UC Riverside.
Yeah.
The full quarter. Yeah.
So
maybe
like,
I'm just like scarred from.
Yeah,
those
I mean,
games.
that is ultimately the problem. I think.
I don't talk about it on this program.
This program,
But I mean, with this team, it is hard, and I think that last loss
threw up and spit on you.
I think the loss to San Francisco was a little triggering because you look at last year, and it was a team that I think they lost close games. It was just easy to get very pessimistic.
Yeah.
Even when things were good, it's like this. How long is this going to last? And this year started to feel different, and then they get blown out by San Francisco, and it's like, shit. Here we go.
Here we go again.
I don't think that's necessarily the case. Like I think that last game was a bit of an outlier. So I understand. I don't think it's so much. I don't feel like this team loses close games, but I do feel like this team lets you down a lot, which has not been the case this year, but it was the case last year, and I think that's kind of what you're getting at. It's just like
there you go. You said it better.
This team has had a history of disappointing over the last 2 years, I guess, and even now. They finally got ranked, and they completely shit the bed. So, I can understand why an ASU fan might be like, not again.
Disappointing.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I don't think that's fair.
Guys, look at the logo on the bottom right. That's what he speaks.
He speaks
disappointment. That's what we're trying to change now, though.
He's so angry.
No, he's not.
He's
a little angry. He's got.
What do you mean?
He's smiling.
That's not a smile.
Yeah, it is. It's
no, it's not. That's like,
yeah,
that's a smirk.
No, it is
no,
not.
that is. I'm gonna
Look
go
at how
kick
his
someone's
eyebrows
ass.
are.
Are you kidding me?
He's definitely not smiling.
Thank you.
But I wouldn't say anger. I would say like determined.
I give it more of like a. It's like a. Like he's trying to
let's
intimidate.
Go. Yeah.
A little bit. He's a devil. What has he got to be happy about?
He is the devil. I mean, that's fair.
He's an angry smile.
That's not a smile, brother.
It's curved up.
That don't mean it's a smile.
It does.
Yeah, but his eyebrows are frowning.
Yeah,
it's an angry smile.
It's not a smile.
I've never heard of an angry smile.
Yeah, watch this.
That's terrifying. That's not a smile, though.
Yes, it is.
No, it doesn't look like one.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Is this a smile?
Yes. No, dude.
It's the same thing.
That's terrifying.
That didn't look angry. That looked like you were going to, in a different place.
That looked like he was going to commit criminal mischief.
Yeah, criminal mischief.
There.
Or a little something more serious than criminal mischief.
Oh, no.
Hey, question for you.
What's up, brah?
What?
Why did it take you so long to be like, what? What's the question? Just sat there.
Yeah, you said question for you. And I looked at you. Ask me a fucking question.
Shane has a point there. You were.
Where'd you get your sweatshirt from?
Fuck yourself. I gotta go PHNX.com, Totri. PHNXlocker.com.
I love you. And I love all of you, especially you diehards out there, guys. Go become a diehard today.
Apparently, if you're not a diehard, Totri hates you.
Check out gophnx.com/diehard to join the fam. 20% off merch at events. Guys gonna get a free shirt or hat every single year and access to our premium diehard level content. So there really isn't a reason to go become a diehard. You'll have a real smile, not whatever Shane did like a minute ago.
It's gonna be my nightmares.
Well, I've got something even more for your nightmares.
I feel like I have to give this disclosure. Shane and I have no idea what's about to happen.
I don't know why you need to have the disclosure.
Because you told us basically that we should have that disclosure.
It's not that bad. It is not that bad.
We're gonna walk the line.
We are gonna walk the line.
I'm
just curious, and I think there is a right answer to this question that I've got for you guys. Okay, nothing to do with sports here. Nothing to do with sports.
Racism is not good, Totri.
What?
What?
That's what you're gonna ask.
What? No. Nope. So, if you were the only person on Earth, okay?
Okay, this can only go so bad.
That's good.
Yeah, you're the only person on Earth, and an alien. We get like.
Oh no!
Oh God!
Aliens. They are. What's the word?
Well, you're the only one that
they
knows
take
what
us
you're
over.
talking
They take us over, type of shit, or they take you
invade?
over.
So
They invade
take
it. That's
you
the word.
over.
They invade
They
me?
invade you.
Get the
They
probes out.
invade
Get the
Earth,
probes
bro.
out.
They invade Earth. Would you?
They conquer the planet.
Would you? Yes.
And I'm the only person
Yes,
on Earth.
but they leave one
What are
here.
they conquering?
They leave one here because it's an experiment.
Okay.
Would you procreate with that alien?
Oh my God!
So would you be in?
I
So
knew
we're
this
talking
was going to sex. I knew it.
Would you
As soon
procreate?
as I heard alien, I'm like, Totri.
Would you
dirty
procreate
little-
with the alien to like form, I guess, like a new species? It's that,
I don't
or you die.
fucking know. You're
No?
gonna die.
You said no.
I said I don't know.
Okay, well, that's the point of the question.
What
is
do
to
the
give me an
aliens look
answer.
like? Like, is it
I don't know, bro.
Avatar? Like,
It has nothing to do with if you want to beat the. We gotta get out of here.
No, answer the question.
Where are you going, Shane?
Answer the question.
Are you trying to fucking aliens?
No,
What
bro.
are you talking about?
No, I'm asking you what.
Literally,
Would you?
It was Christmas yesterday. Can we get out of here?
No.
Dude,
Answer the question.
No.
You wouldn't? That's crazy.
Listen, honestly, if I was the last person on Earth, I'm not just sitting around waiting for the aliens to come back.
Well, no one said you're waiting for waiting for them. They
But
just
no,
came
my
here.
point is if I wake up and I'm the last person on Earth, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, we'll see how this goes. Probably not going to be on Earth much longer. I can't take care of myself for that long. The only person on Earth, I'm dead soon. I can promise you that.
I think that'd be pretty cool. Start
So
a new
Totri wants to
species.
fucking alien.
No, you flipped the question.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
How are you going to procreate with the alien?
I don't know.
There we go. Yeah.
Hey
Get us
guys,
outta
if
here.
you enjoyed the content, give us a follow at PHNX _Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Shane at Shane Deef. You can follow Shawn DePause at Shawn_DePause.
Sticking to my species as always.
We will see you guys Wednesday at
Totri
2
wants to
p.m.
beat alien chiefs.
But for
Oh,
now,
no.
peace.